Hello and welcome again to our digital skills series about Google Sheets, Apps Script and Forms, and we are going to continue our experience with Apps Script and how to use it to set our sheets and automate functions and so on. That's on our way. So if you remember from the last session, we had seen how to get a value, modify the value and set the value back. Today we need to touch on another subject which is the range of options you get for every function or for every selection. So what we mean by that, we will see this in a moment. So first I will simply take a copy of one of our previous functions. So we have already the sheet and the and so on. So enter, Control V, that's, I'll call it select 4. And we had selected our sheet. If you can turn to our previous videos, and we know what does it mean and different ways to select sheets. And we had selected our spreadsheet and our sheet, the active sheet. So now we need to get a range and set and act upon it and so on. So simply if I say that sheet, now I call my sheet SH. So let's go a little bit down so we can see clearly. You can see here our sheet today we called it SH. So SH dot. Now you can directly, because you have the active sheet, you have some options open for you, which is the column width, the column widths, and so on. So it differs if you are selecting a range. So for example, you can see these options for the set. For example, if I say set, it opens to me all this set. If I say get, for example, it will tell me all the options that I can get. Okay, so because maybe I need these values, but that's because I had selected a sheet, an active sheet, one sheet. If I selected a range, if I say get range, okay, and for example, I will get one cell. So example, as I was doing, for example, H7, I'm getting it with the A1 nomenclature. So that, okay, now I need to set. You will find that I have a complete different set options, because the set, it differs based on the range that I am getting. You can imagine about this. The options which is open to you to use for the set, for example, is different based on what it is coming from. It's something like if you have a little bit of programming, it's something like an object and the functions inside this object. So this selection is an object. It's a cell. So you have a set of selections for options for this cell range as a set, as a cell. If you have a column, you have a different range. If you have a sheet, you have a different range. So you need to get notice about this, that different sets and it differs based on the range you are selecting. If we're operating on the complete sheet as we were doing, for example, if I return back here a little bit, Control X, Control X, and then if I say set here, you can find set column width, and so on. Okay, and if you say that I return back again to my one cell selection, and then I say set, it opens a different set of functions that I can use on one cell tab. What about if I had selected a range, for example, like temp? If you remember, this was a named range. You can turn to the video of our named ranges. Okay, and I put the temp here. That's a name range of a group of cells, and then I come here and dot set. Okay, you can say that it opens a little bit similar to the one cell selection. You can see here, set background object, set background objects, and set background color, and so on, and set background, and so on. So if I remove this, if I return back to one cell, which is H7, and as I say set, you can see it is the same for one cell or group of cells, but it differs when I'm selecting a sheet. A complete sheet gives you a different range of settings. So if you need to set column width, if you set row height, okay, you need to act upon the sheet level, not upon the cell level. That's a very important thing. Another important thing I like to draw your attention to in this short video about what is the different options we can get. That dot set, for example, you got that set column width. Okay, so this one will set one column width. If I open here, for example, you can find that set column width, you get the column position. So column number 3, 4, 5, for example, I will select column number 4, which is A, B, C, D. It will be number D, and then comma, and then you need to put the width in pixels. For example, I'll give it, for example, some 300 pixels. Okay, and then I will semicolon, and then I need to close my curly brackets because we are copying this function. I need to save. When I save, I will find my function open here, and then I will select 4, and then I will run it. Okay, it has executed. If I return back to my sheet, that's the active sheet, you can see that the fourth one, the size of the fourth one has changed. Okay, that's important. So now I selected one column. If you simply here, I return back here, okay, and if I put here S column widths, and then I open my parenthesis, you can see that here, based on you are selecting singular or plural, so you need to set column widths. The options are different here. So you can see here that the number of columns, so you can set number of columns. So here I will select again starting from column number 4, so that's the starting column today, not any column. And then I will use 3 columns, and then for this time I'll set it only to 10, for example, something very small, and then semicolon, and then I'll save. You need to save to run your functions, and then I run my function, which is select 4. I run it. Okay, now if I return back to my sheet, you can see that now 3 columns are shrinked to 10 pixels each. Okay, so that's very important. We had in this short video. Now I know that the options differs based on my selection. So if I'm selecting the sheet, if I'm selecting cells or range in the sheet, it differs the options it gives you. And if you are selecting singular, you have a different set of parameters for the function. And if you are selecting with plural widths, then you have a different set of parameters to set. That's, let's say, that's a ground rule or ground information you need to know now, because we are going to build some complex functions in the coming videos. So you need to understand now this basic ground rule. See you in coming videos. Join, subscribe, and you will find a lot of information in our description box. Have a look to it. You will find a wealth of information in our YouTube channel. Join, subscribe, and share the information. See you in coming videos and insights from Google Sheets and digital skills online.